What up, what up? We are live. I am Ari Temkin, and this is Showtime. We actually have a abbreviated version of the program today. The reason for that is that I am going to be at the Cowboys practice again today. The thing is, though, the locker room opens at 12:45, and since I am normally, at practice, since I'm normally at practice, or rather doing the show until, there we go. That's what I need. All right, there we go. Okay. Hey, look, it's Dak Prescott. I'm asking you, should the Cowboys give Dak Prescott an extension? So quick show today, at least right now, and then I'll be back, let's say, about 2 o'clock Central from the Star in Frisco. So I decided to go back out there today. Shorter show here, but I'll be doing 2 shows, a couple of streams. What I wanted to do in this sort of first iteration of the show today was to take a look at some film in order to answer a question that I've listed below. Should the Cowboys give Dak Prescott an extension? Because there's been a lot of talk about that this week. So I kind of wanted to take a dive into that by looking at some of the film from the game on Sunday. And Chris Bennett says, OU sucks. David Alejandre says, what up, Ari? G. Garcia says, what up, Ari? What up, everybody? Again, quick show right now. Hit the share button. I'm going to share some film with you. And then I'll be back later on once I get out to the Cowboys facility about 2 o'clock. So let me just share this to a couple of places, and then we'll get rolling, and I'll break down some film, take a look at if what we've seen on film from Dak Prescott necessitates a extension, because I know there's been a lot of talk about the Cowboys potentially giving Dak Prescott an extension, and we'll take a look at the film to see if that validates that. Now, obviously, you look at one game of film, you look at 4 plays, which we're going to look at. Is that going to give you the best idea of this guy? No, absolutely not. But I think it does, in fact, give us maybe a closer look at what we're talking about here when we look at that question. So bear with me one moment here as I post the stream 2 places, get this thing rolling. I'm Ari Temkin. You can catch me on the Dallas Cowboys pre- and post-game show at 105 through the Fan. And, of course, you can catch me streaming live every day right here at 12 noon on Phantom, where we are putting you at the center of the Dallas sports discussion. All right. There we go. Okay. So we're going to look at 4 pieces of film here from the Washington game. We're going to look at the view that will give us the best idea of what we should be looking at. Okay. So the first one we're going to look at is the first half. So Dak Prescott was bad in the first half of the game. That I think can go without being said, but I think it's important, right? He was bad for multiple reasons. He was one-hopping throws, and here is another reason why Prescott was bad. So let's take a look at this play. There we go. Let's take a look at this play right here. Okay, so here's a throw to Zeke Elliott, and it's going to slow down here in a moment, and we can take a look at it. So here's Zeke Elliott lined up in the slot. Here he makes his break, and that's where you make the throw. He's got his guy beat, but he makes the throw late, and he doesn't. Because of that, Zeke kind of dies in the route a little bit. Again, we can take another look at it. Again, look at Zeke in the slot here on the near sideline. He's going to make his break immediately on the safety who comes up to stop him, and the throw is there. Dak just doesn't make it quick enough, so he's late on the throw. And we saw this a lot throughout the game, where Dak is just late on the throw. As soon as you make the break, you've got to anticipate and throw it there. And then he does it. He waits, and by that time it's too late, and now the DB knows exactly where he's going, and so he makes a read on the football. So that's another miss by Zeke Elliott again, or rather by Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott. Here's another miss too. All right, so here's the situation. They've got Noah Brown in motion. They've utilized him a ton in the running game. So this is a great opportunity for the Cowboys to score a touchdown as Noah Brown escapes and gets open. So again, traditional running play. Now look at Zeke, Dak. He just continues to backpedal. And completely misses Noah Brown, who is wide open for a touchdown. This is what I missed in real time. I didn't realize how badly Dak Prescott misses this throw, but let's take a look at it again. And I'm actually going to move myself out of the way a little bit here so you can get a better look at what we're trying to look at here. So again, This is Noah Brown. Noah Brown's been used almost up until this game 100% on running plays. So the Cowboys have telegraphed 100% of the time when Noah Brown's on the field, they're going to run the football, okay? Except in the Washington game. And here's a good example, right? So he comes in motion. Washington thinks run, run, run. They're in the red zone, but they just escape Noah Brown, and nobody ever picks him up. And Dak just completely misses him. Now watch Dak. He's just backpedaling. He knows he's going to be wide open. Get the ball to him, and he just continues to backpedal. The blitz is coming. So, again, all he has to do is sort of plant, sit there, and put a nice throw on it, and it's a wide open touchdown. But this is what we talk about. We talk about issues with his mechanics, where look at him just continuing to backpedal, and he knows at this point Washington's sending everybody in. You've got a guy wide open, and he just completely and utterly misses this throw. And again, this is just something I didn't really notice in real time. But then when you look back at the film, and you're like, oh God, yeah, he was wide open. Okay, so there's 2 bad throws. So let's take a look now at a couple of good throws. Let's take a look first at the Amari Cooper 40-yard touchdown, 40-yard touchdown play, which is mostly Amari Cooper. It's a good throw by Dak to get the football there, but a lot of it to me has to do with what Zeke Elliott does for Amari Cooper and the Amari Cooper effect. Okay, so Amari at this point is lined up on the near. You can't really see him here. Let's start again. Okay, so as soon as I'm going to hit play on this cut, you're going to see Amari. You're going to basically see the top of his head at the bottom of your screen, okay? So there's Amari, top of your head, right below the 40-yard line, okay? So he makes his break, and he's gone because the corner just completely follows the play, and then after that he's got everybody beat. But look at how much the play action sucks in the defense and forces basically everybody. Now you've got one-on-one matchups everywhere with one single high safety, right? And the safety doesn't know where to play it. So the safety, I don't know what in God's name he was doing. He overcommits so far to this one side, and he's the one guy that's supposed to make sure that this is not a 40-yard touchdown. And yet he's the guy that overcommits so far to the one side. Let's look at it again. So watch, but the reason, and this is one of those we're going to let Dak Prescott beat us kinds of situations, to where he's just got one-on-one across the board. And, because the defense is so, sucked in for Zeke, you've got one-on-one matchups across the board. All you have to do is have a really good route runner who, makes a nice break inside, and boom, he's gone, especially because look at where in God's name is this safety going? What is he doing? Is that Swearinger? My God, that's a bad play by the safety. I don't know where he's going and why he overcommits so far to that one side. Like, can anybody explain that to me? By the way, I'll get to your comments here in a moment. Barry Griffith says, what up, Barry Griffith? How are you? We need to get together soon, buddy. He says there should be no rush to extend Dak. Yeah, I agree here. Let's, again, just try to look at what is he doing? What is the safety doing here? So there's the single high safety. He's in his back pedal. So he knows I should probably cover this side of the field. That makes sense. But then he overcommits. Maybe because he thought that Amari was going to go with the straight 9 route, and instead he breaks it in. And look how far over the safety's committed at that point. Ooh, not good. All right. And then the fourth one is a good throw by Dak Prescott. This last one we're going to look at is
Zeke Elliott's career. The
by Dak Prescott.
Cowboys are 6-1.
No, that wasn't it.
When Zeke has at least.
That's not it. Whoops. Maybe I delete that. Whoops. Wrong one. Here we go. Okay. All right, so here's the 90-yard touchdown pass from Dak Prescott to Amari Cooper. This is what broke the game open. Okay, so you have him now in the slot, Amari Cooper, and it's not necessarily, a great read by Dak, because he's got what? Let's take a look at it in slow motion again here, and it'll be in a second. There we go. Okay, so there's Amari in the slot. So he's got one guy on him, but then now you've got safety help coming over because they know where he wants to go with the football because they learned from the previous touchdown. They're going to try to go. So look at there's 3 guys surrounding him, but basically none of those 3 guys got there on time. This is a good throw by Dak Prescott. This is the type of play that has you believe that he could be a legitimate franchise quarterback. This throw, right? It's got to be exactly where it is. It's on time. It's good anticipation. It's great delivery of the football, right? Like, it's all there. Good mechanics. He surveys the fields. He sees he's got one-on-one. He sees Amari Cooper breaking, and he throws the ball right before the safeties can get over there. And that's obviously huge for Amari Cooper in order to turn this into a touchdown. But look at Dak's sets. Now he sees he's got Amari wide open. Safety's late coming over, and he just puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. By the time he catches it, he's got 3 safeties around him, and then one move, and he's gone. 3 guys around him. That's a bad secondary. I mean, look at how bad. These 2 Amari Cooper touchdown passes are just really, really bad play by secondary. Right? So you've got bad play on the coverage by the corner who gets beat, and then you've got 3 guys around him, and he still is able to go 90 yards for the touchdown. But that's a good throw by Dak Prescott. Good anticipation, good mechanics, delivers the football where it needs to go. It does it on time so that it doesn't give a chance for the safety to come over to help. Good play. Good play all around. So now we looked at 4 plays. And I think the truth of the matter is, when it comes to Dak Prescott, is there's so much inconsistency to where you'll see a first half like we saw and think, this guy's got no chance. He's so inconsistent. And then you see a second half where he makes the throws. You know, the 40-yard touchdown throw wasn't, that's not, I mean, a lot of that's Amari Cooper, but you could certainly attribute, you know, the 90-yard touchdown. Let me move myself over back again, and then, there we go. Let's just center myself. There we go. Ooh, I'm flying all around the place. All right. So, I mean, you know, again, how about that? Now we can look at Dak. We can look at Dak in the face. And now it looks like he's staring at me from behind. But, I mean, you have a situation in which he's inconsistent in the first half. We saw him miss Noah Brown. We saw him miss, miss Zeke late. We saw him miss late throws, not great mechanics. These are the things that we talk about in relation to why we're questioning Dak Prescott's ability to be a starting quarterback and a viable option for $100 million, wherever it's going to be. But then you see what we saw in the second half, which is the running ability, a fantastic touchdown run by him, where he ran 34 yards to go 5 yards for the score. It was a tremendous run, though, by him, a tremendous scramble. And there's very few quarterbacks in the NFL that can do that. Now, obviously, you prefer your quarterback to be a good thrower of the football as opposed to a good runner, but I digress, right? We saw him make quality throws. Amari Cooper, the first one, the 40-yard touchdown strike, and then the 90-yarder to him, which, again, was a great throw. Give credit to Dak Prescott. So we'd like, if he's going to have 2 bad halves, I guess the preference would be have a bad first half and turn it on the second half, right? Be clutch to a certain degree. And look, you can certainly chalk up inconsistencies to a young quarterback. But as far as the answer of should the Cowboys give Dak Prescott an extension, I mean, unless Dak Prescott and his agent are lining up for an extension on the cheap, I would say no, absolutely not, to an extension for Dak Prescott today. Or rather, at the end of this season. All right, I'm Ari Temkin. Again, normally 12 to 1 every day right here on Phantom, but I'm going to be now going over to the Cowboys facility. I'll go in the locker room, and then I will be back at around 2 o'clock Central for a full Q&A, question and answer session, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Again, 2 o'clock Central right here on Phantom, where we are bringing you to the center of the Dallas sports discussion. 2 o'clock Central. We'll be back here. I'll answer all your questions. I know there's a ton of comments coming in, but wanted to kind of get through some of this film real quickly and then get out to the Cowboys facility because the locker room opens in 20 minutes, and it'll take me 20 minutes to get there. So short timeline here today. Apologies for not answering many questions, but I'll get back to you 2 o'clock Central. All your questions answered on site at the Star in Frisco. So 2 o'clock, be there, 2 o'clock Central, right here on Phantom, bringing you to the center of the Dallas sports discussion. But for now, everybody, talk to you.